Hi, I'm Cindy from bdancewear.com, and in this video I'm going to show you how to take a leotard that I've added a skirt to, but I'm going to show you how to put snaps in the crotch. It's the perfect thing if a little girl's going to be wearing it all day, because then you can just unsnap it from the bottom instead of having to undress them every time they have to use the restroom. So if you want to find out how to put snaps in the bottom of a leotard, this video is for you. So in this video you're going to need the leotard that you want to use. I've covered this one in lace, and then what you're going to do is you're going to take the crotch of the leotard, and you see where this seam is right here? You're just going to cut that out. It's okay that you're cutting away some of the fabric, because we're going to add a piece that's going to give it a little extra length. So it's okay that you do that. You're going to want to just take the scissors and cut right here and right here on the leotard so that you don't have all that extra seams there. So I have taken this one already, and I have opened it up and cut it. I've also covered this one in lace. And so now what I'm going to do for the snaps is I'm going to measure how wide this is. So this measures out at 4 inches wide. So I've taken a piece of Lycra. It doesn't have to be Lycra. I just like the stretch of Lycra. And for me, it's easier to measure it. We're going to fold it in half. We don't need that much, actually. We probably need, I'm going to cut it and cut it even. We just need a couple inches, because what we're going to need is for it to overlap. So let's get rid of this. So I have cut this piece 3 inches. Now I'm going to take this seam and put it right here. Okay, so on this, I'm going to measure what I have right here. I've cut this. I'm going to take a piece of Lycra that I have, let's see, I think I want it at, when I fold it in half, it should end up being about 1 inch. I'm going to go a little bit more so it gives me room to trim away. I'm going to put the part I want shown, the right side, in the middle and fold it in half, hot dog style. Then on the short side, I'm going to sew it. Make sure and back up. Give yourself plenty of space there. Don't get impatient. You're going to break threads. I do it all the time. Sometimes it's just because I'm just moving too fast and I need to slow it down a little. Then I'm going to go ahead and do the other side. And make sure to back up, keep it nice and strong. Now you're going to want to miter the edges so that you don't have a really sharp point and a lot of fabric in there. And then trim it down close. Miter the edge and trim it down close. And I'm going to put it up on here and measure it. Okay, we're still a little wide, so that's okay. I'm going to measure it down, and then we're going to go ahead and flip it around. Let's see, I'm going to take just a little bit off that. A little bit off, and miter that edge, and then let's take a look at it. Perfect, perfect, okay. Especially when you're working with stretchy fabric, they'll tend to break threads. Okay, so now we're going to take this, put the right side up. We've taken this and folded it. If there's any point that's uneven, even it up. And it's like a pillowcase now. This is the right side out. This is the part that I want everybody to see. I have turned it the correct way. And then it fits right on that cut line right there. And so now I'm going to sew it down with a straight stitch. And make sure that this bottom part doesn't pop out, that you have it together, because otherwise when you turn it the correct way, it won't be sewn properly. So make sure and do that. I always like to fold this in half and make sure that halfway point is at the back seam of the leotard. That way it keeps it nice and even. And back it up. Now you can go over this part if you'd like, either with an overlock or with a zigzag stitch. And you can see it really well because I've sewn it in red so you can see it. So then when you flip it like this, it's a nice clean line. You can top stitch this down if you'd like, but sometimes I find extra bulk in the crotch for a little kid. They don't really like that. So you're going to repeat the same thing on the other side. You're going to want to make sure that, I've already done it on this side, that these match up. So when you put the snaps on, it's nice and even. So be careful though, don't let it get too wide. You want to make sure that there's enough room in between their legs where it's not just all bunched up. Okay, so the next step we're going to do is we're going to take this, and I'm sure you've seen these snaps. There's different parts that you can get. There's a male and a female. You can do it with pliers, but if you do it with pliers, the male part of it you're going to want to be careful with. Now, I would mark 3 on here, 1 in the center. You can get the center by folding it in half, and that should match up with the seam that's here. So what you're going to do is on the front side, you're going to want it to snap on top of the back. So that means on the outside of the front, you will have this snap part, and on the back side, you'll have the other part. I always like to do one side, then do the other side and make sure it matches up correctly. So on the front part, we want it halfway in the center. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take this thing, I'm going to stretch it just a little and put the prong right through the center. See how you see those prongs fit in there? Do it from this side actually. So before I snap anything down, I make sure this is the flap I want to the back. I want the front flapping over the back. And then I'm going to put the male prong in the front. So what I'm going to do is set that then, once I can see the prongs going through, I'm going to set that piece on there, and I'm going to turn it just a little, make sure it's locked in there. And then you see one of these tools here. You just put that on there, put it inside, and snap it down. Now, before I let go, I do open it up just a little, do a slight turn, and push it down again. And that gives me it snapped right into place. Super easy. The next step is you'll do the back side. You'll flip it up and do all 3 in the back side. Make sure they match up. I always set it on there. Make sure they match up. And then once it's all done, I push them all down one more time, nice and tight. And it's really that easy to do a snap crotch, to turn a leotard into a snap crotch. So if you have a little one, do this. You're going to be really happy that you've done it, okay? And it's that easy. Thank you for watching our video. And if you enjoyed it, make sure and click here to subscribe, because we're going to have some amazing DIY videos coming out. And if you want to get our free, complete dance costume DIY guide, click right here, or go to bdancewear.com/DIY guide. And lastly, if you have any questions or ideas for future videos, please leave it in the comments below. Thanks again for watching our video. And remember, be original, be colorful, bdancewear.com.